Welcome to Mission Stories for Kids with Uncle Gordon, where you will hear first-hand accounts of answers to prayer and miracles from God. Oh, by the way, I think adults will like this too.
Hi boys and girls, it's Uncle Gordon here. Lovely to be able to talk with you again today, and I wished I could see you, but at least we're able to talk together anyway. When I was living in the Solomon Islands, one day I had a lady come and knocked on my door. And she said, "Pastor, can you come to our home? My boy is very, very sick. Can you please come and visit?" And so I said, "Yeah, sure, I can be there in about an hour." And so I headed off to this lady's home and knocked on her door and went inside, and there was a little boy who was not yet old enough quite to go to school. And he told me a little bit about what was the trouble. He had been to the doctor and then he had come home again and he hadn't got any better, and he had been to the hospital and they had given him a whole lot of little tablets to be able to take, and they said, "If you take these, you should be all right." And I said to him, "Well, did you want to tell God about your sickness? Do you want to talk to God about these tablets?" And he said, "I do." And so rather than me having a little prayer, that precious little boy, who was probably only about 5 years old, he held the tablets in the little bottle in his hand and he said, "Dear Jesus, these tablets are meant to make me well. But I know that you're the creator, and I know that you're the one that can make people well and can make these tablets work. So before I take any tablets, I want to ask you to make me well. Make these tablets work so that they can make me feel much better quickly." And so he said, "Thank you, Jesus, I know that you've heard me." And then he took a couple of the tablets that he was supposed to take with a drink of water. And so I just had a little prayer as well and said, "Well, thank you, Jesus, that this little boy has such faith and confidence in you." And then I left. The next day the mother came to me again and knocked on the door, and she said, "You know, my little boy had a bit of a fever last night, and after the fever he slept very, very well, and this morning he has woken up and he's all perfect again." "You know, Pastor," she said, "God really answered the prayers of our little boy. It's just so wonderful to know that he cares and that he's interested in even a little child talking to him like that." And I thought, how wonderful. And I thanked God that night for a God who was willing to listen to children, whatever was on their mind, whatever was on their heart, whatever was going on in their lives. He was interested and he wanted to be part of their lives. And he wants to be part of your life, you know. He loves you very much, and he'd like to be there for you to talk to every morning, throughout the day, of a night. He wants you to share just what's happening in your day so that he can become more and more part of your day. Can you remember that for me? Good on you, boys and girls.
You've been listening to Mission Stories for Kids with Uncle Gordon, a production of 3ABN Australia Radio.